Hi everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching today's Q&A, Monday's Q&As. I want to welcome new subscribers to the channel. Welcome everyone, thank you. And I want you to know what this is, so I'll briefly explain it. This is a question and answer video. I do this every single Monday. So what I'm doing right now is I'm answering questions from the last Q&A video from last Monday. It's all down in the comment section. So any questions you guys have today, go down in the comment section down below. Ask me anything you want, and I'll answer all your questions in the next Q&A Monday, or next Monday Q&A show, okay? I want to thank Eric very much for making your donation to the channel. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate you. Your contribution is amazing, and the gesture is just really, really great, really kind. It really helps motivate me, keep me going. Thank you, Eric. So I'm going to get started. So all I ask from anyone that asks a question, please tell us all your location. I'm interested, and a lot of you guys I know are interested in where you guys are all at. I want you to know that narcissism reaches everywhere. Where there's people, there's some degree of narcissism, and you guys aren't alone in this recovery and this healing process. There's people healing and recovering and being abused all over the world, okay? So please tell us all your location. Thank you. So let's get started. First question is from Sarah from Egypt. Hello, Sarah. Great video. Thank you. I am Sarah from Egypt. How do I get my confidence back after my painful divorce? I don't trust myself anymore. And yes, Sarah, something a lot of us don't realize is how devastating a failed relationship is, especially a marriage. We all hold marriage up, to be something really, really great and a sign of success, things like this. So if a divorce is an absolute sign of failure, but more or less it's just emotionally damaging. And especially if we don't have people there for us to help us, support us, help process some of these emotions and talk about things, and if you didn't get closure with your husband, all these things are really, really hard to deal with. It makes the experience so much harder. Sarah, best thing I can tell you is just surround yourself with people that love you, that you love, that trust you, that you can trust. That might be difficult right now. It tends to be that way after a bad relationship ends. Get help, okay? Get a therapist, get a life coach, get both. Get people that are in your corner, Sarah, that really, really want to see you do well and really have faith in you and hope, okay? And you have to start doing that for yourself. So realize that this kind of experience for everyone makes it harder for us to trust people and trust ourselves again. So there's a lot of healing that needs to be done, Sarah. Okay, so you have to learn to start forgiving yourself. You have to learn to start processing what happened, just like in a normal relationship, you talk about things and have closure. It probably didn't happen in this relationship if they're a narcissist. So do you understand it's kind of like just having people around you and supportive and not left to deal with all of it alone on your own, okay? Isolation is not a good thing right now. I know we want to do that, but we got to push ourselves, get out there, build those relationships that you have. Try to start some new ones. Take a definite break from dating. Don't put that pressure on yourself because you don't want to fail again. So all of this experience, okay, you need to see what happened. See the whole picture so that you understand where it went wrong a long time ago. So that you can know what you can do for yourself to make sure this doesn't happen again. Okay, Sarah? Lots of things to learn. Lots of, give yourself the time to heal from this, okay? Get help, get support. All right? Good luck, Sarah. Thank you. Next question is from Christina from Romania. Hello, Christina. Hi, you do a good job, David. Thank you for helping me and others. Thank you. My question, does a narcissist know he is a narcissist, or at least deep down in his heart, mind, does he know his faults? Even if he never admit them and never say sorry? Well, that's a good question. From what I have learned about narcissists, you have to understand that they're somewhat delusional because They definitely have faults, but they can't look at them. They can't see them. They will not admit them. Okay? They know they're deep down in there. It's kind of like, well, it's the same thing. It's you guys all have shame, some degree of shame in your childhood, but it's not something you consciously think about all the time. So you feel bad. You feel like a bad person maybe to some degree from some of the things that happen in your life that create shame. But it's not something you think about all the time and say, I'm a bad person because of those things that happened when I was 6 years old and 8. So they have massive faults, but what they're doing is they're ignoring them and they're covering them up. It's like, I have problems, but I can't look at them. They are not mature to look at them. They can't handle the emotional, they can't handle what happens when you look at yourself and try to have some insight into yourself, because you start seeing faults in your own life and with yourself and how you made bad and wrong decisions. That's something they cannot do. So they have all these faults and insecurities and stuff, and they cover it up with a big false ego. Okay? A lot of us will do that to a degree, and we'll try to say, I'm as good as everyone around me. I'm as good as them. But what they do is say, I'm better than everyone. Okay? So that kind of, it'll appear as confidence. It can to some people, not to me. It appears as confidence. It's just cockiness. It's false. It's not, no pretext. There's nothing, it's not backed by anything. It's just, I'm going to say I'm better than you because I can't look at how much worse I am than you. Okay? Hope that makes sense. As far as do they know they're a narcissist? Narcissistic personality disorder is a medical term. So until they find that information out, no, they don't know they're a narcissist, but they do know that there's something very different about them than other people who are not narcissists. Matter of fact, more people that have empathy and care for others and things like this, they know that they don't. They know that there's something different. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Darnell Jones. It doesn't say where you're from, Darnell, and I can't remember. I'm sorry. If you guys could always tell us your location, because a lot of times I know you guys, I'll answer a few questions and I forget where you're from. So if you could let us know every time, thank you. Okay, so Darnell, he says, this is a long question. Sorry. My father's favorite jazz musician from the 60s came out with a new album which had some new unreleased songs that no one has ever heard of. So I purchased the new album that came out to surprise him because he went didn't have it. So I found it and gave it to him as a gift. And the first thing he said was, "What? Where did you find it?" My mother said to my father, "What are you supposed to say?" And then he says, "Oh, thanks." My father never gave any kind of excitement with gifts while I was growing up. Always made me feel bad. Like maybe the gift I gave him wasn't good enough and that I could do better. Fast forward to my ex-narc. I would give her gifts, do things for her, same non-excitement reaction towards it. Then made me want to give her more. It was something I was familiar with growing up. Do you think this correlates to one another? Do you think this is why I was involved with my ex-narcissist? Since this was from my childhood, I thought it was normal to get excited over a gift because I could have gotten a better gift. Not trying to sound like a punk, but as I expecting some sort of hug and joy from him, just like I used to with my ex-narcissist. Okay. So, yes, obviously, our childhood is what made us who we are. It shaped us who we are, okay? So our parents develop our personality for us, So, yes, and that's what I want you guys to be able to do is to see, the reason that you have feelings that you do now as an adult, the reason you feel the way you do as an adult, the reason you're making choices and decisions that you're making now correlates to how you felt when you were a child and how you were treated, okay? So, let's see. So, one thing I ask my clients often is, you want to figure out what's this feeling. I gave him a gift and the gift wasn't good enough. So let me ask you something, Darnell. Usually it's one of these two things, and I know it's not this one, but I'm going to ask you. Do you think that you did a bad thing? No, right? You didn't do a bad thing. You just think it wasn't good enough and you tried and you gave him a present, all that. Does it make you feel like a bad person? That's shame, okay? That's shame, and it's feelings of unworthiness. So when you said that you felt like your gift wasn't good enough, wasn't worthy enough, most likely it was yourself that didn't feel good enough. Okay? So these are things that you talk about with people and really try to capture the moment of how you felt at the time. Because it really takes you back to that time. And when you were young and uneducated in these things and you didn't have support and people to help you with these feelings and you didn't feel comfortable enough to just tell your father, okay, that's where the problem is. And that's why it sat there like that ever since. And that's why you're bringing it up now. So if you could talk about it with somebody you trust, preferably a professional, they'll help you. You're going to, hopefully, you try to feel that again, capture that feeling, and you process what happened correctly as an adult where you feel safe and not so hurt by it. And that just helps you shrink this shame down and not feel like such a bad person. Okay? It really, really, really helps, guys. And you can talk about it more than one time. I say talk about it till it doesn't bother you anymore. So a lot of my clients, I'll talk about these kinds of things, and they feel a little better. But maybe the next week I ask them how they felt about it, how they feel about it now. You know, and if it's something maybe still kind of bothering, we talk about it again. If not, they're like, no, I feel great about it. Great. Maybe I'll ask them again in a month or two, you know. So I hope that makes sense. Darnell, I would get help and talk. Talk about these things. Okay, so you really understand. Because if you talk about it and make sense of it, then you'll see it yourself. And you'll say, oh yeah, this definitely correlates. Oh yeah. Okay. Hope that makes sense, Darnell. Thank you very much. Next question is from Mela from Ontario, Canada. Hello, Mela. Hey, David, Ontario, Canada. It has been said that a narcissist will leave you for new supply or they have been grooming someone else before they discard you. My narcissist ex is still not with anyone else, and it has been over 3 years since the breakup. Is this normal? He is, though, very involved in religion. It has been commented that he is a very spiritual man. Could it be true? Well, Mela, I don't know your ex, so I can't really, I can't tell you anything about this person or what they're thinking or why. I can just go by some of my own experience and knowledge and what narcissists do and kind of how they feel and think. He may not be a narcissist. That's something I recommend if you're really trying to figure out what he's doing. And you know, we talk about a lot, you know, labels don't matter. It's the behavior that is bad and you shouldn't accept and things like this. But when you're with someone or maybe a family member or someone you're married to or lived with a long time, it's nice to figure out what disorder someone might have. If you come to the conclusion that someone in your life someone that was in your life has a personality disorder, sometimes it can benefit you more to find out which one, because they act different, okay? And they have different intentions and stuff like this. And it helps us realize that a lot of this stuff is not our fault, okay? It helps us see that and that they're sick and that they do this all the time to everyone, not just us. We aren't that special. So the fact that he's not, you know, going by the normal narcissist textbook wouldn't mean that he's not a narcissist. If he fits the criteria of a narcissist, then he would be a narcissist. But not all narcissists are exactly the same. And like I said, he might have another cluster B personality disorder. Realize that all 4 of them in the cluster B are on a very high spectrum of narcissism. Okay? Sociopaths and psychopaths are narcissists. Okay? So, but there's more to them. So the behavior of a sociopath and psychopath, although narcissistic, isn't a narcissist. So they do much more different things than narcissists, okay? And it'll help you understand that. Maybe he's borderline. You know, probably not if he doesn't mind being by himself. He's probably more a narcissist. Maybe he's a sociopath. Sociopaths can definitely be by themselves, okay? They will do that. They'll live by themselves. He's very involved in religion. Is he a very spiritual man? Could it be true? I wouldn't know. How would I know? If he's an abusive narcissist that isn't concerned about getting better or fixing himself, no, I think it's all a crock. Just like everything else he tells you, right? I mean, does he lie to you, Mela? Then don't believe anything he says. Why sit there and sift through the crap? and wonder which part smells and which part doesn't. You're going to smell it all, and he's a liar. So we just chalk up everything he says as a lie. If it makes more sense that that he's a liar but says he's spiritual but really isn't, that's probably what it is. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Sorry I couldn't help you if I didn't help you enough. I really just, yes, I know a lot about narcissists and borderlines and histrionics and sociopaths, but I don't know that if I don't know this specific person, how even knowing the specific person, you can't always judge what people will do. Because people don't always react and behave according to how they feel, such as a sociopath, right? So I always try, figure out what, I know sociopaths, and I'm trying to figure out sometimes what they're going to do next. And if you go by what you think they feel, then you're going to be wrong, because they're always plotting and planning. There's a nasty, abusive YouTube channel that is attacking me all the time, and I'm trying to figure out what she's thinking in her videos, and that can be difficult to do. You can't just judge the behavior, because she's such a manipulator, such a liar. Everything she's saying is such a lie, and she has complete intentions to manipulate and fool people, right? So you don't ever know exactly what to expect next, because somebody might feel a certain way. Us normal people, I feel a certain way. I usually react a predictable way. I'm pretty predictable. Sociopaths are not. Sociopaths are absolute liars. That channel is such a liar. You never know what she's going to do next. You never know if she's going to act crazy, if she's going to, if it's a pity party. Oh, poor me, poor me. You don't know if she's going to sit there and attack me, and make up lies about me. And you can't really wonder what they're thinking or feeling. I mean, it's hard. I'm getting really good at it, but if I hope that makes sense. You get to know a borderline really well, and you understand. You get to be more predictable. They're going to freak out if you do this. Where a sociopath might freak out, but they'll keep totally calm, like this. And they're freaking out inside. They won't let you know. And they might stay quiet for 2 years and then seek revenge. So I hope that makes sense. I want to know what people will do. Okay, next question is from IG40894086. You didn't tell us where you're from. I would really like to know where you guys are from. Please tell us your location, guys. Ask me a question. Tell us where you're from. Okay? And be general. I don't want your address. Okay? He has a new supply. Will it last? How would I know? But here's the thing, guys. Disordered people can't be in relationships. So will it last? Of course not. No. They're not going to get married, have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and die of old age happily ever after. No. Will it last? No. We were still sleeping together a week ago, and he just dropped me and told me to not text or call him anymore. I had done nothing wrong. According to people, I know he seems really happy. He already introduced her to his coworkers. She picks him up at work in his car. My sister works with him, so she sees it all. She's prettier and thinner than I am, and it really hurts. I'm very sorry. I would imagine that would be awful. Okay, so if something hurts, don't look at it. If it hurts to see it, don't look at it. You're not being forced to look at this stuff, okay? I know it's hard, but we've got to start doing things. This is the work I'm talking about. Got to be tougher, okay? You can't look at this stuff. And people in your life that know them, you have to tell them, I don't want to be informed of what they're doing. I don't want to be told they're happy. If they're contacting you for me, I don't need to know. Okay? So this relationship has to end in your mind. So we have to cut this relationship off, and we have to start looking where we want to be. Not turning around and looking back at destruction and the nasty mess, okay? That needs to be talked about and sorted out, processed correctly with people that you trust, professionals. This is awfully tough. You need support. You need people there. Okay? You need to talk about these things. You do not isolate. You said, my sister works with him, and so she sees it all. Tell your sister, you can look at it all, but I don't want to hear anything. Okay? She's prettier and thinner. But, I wouldn't know. But look, we don't compare ourselves to people. You've got to stop looking at this. Realize that she's going to go through what you went through. Realize that you're further evolved right now in this process. You're further along. You went through the worst of it. You're going through really bad right now. But it's going to get better, and you're going to get better, and you're not going to go through this again. You're not going to do this again. But she is. She's right in the middle of it. And let me tell you something right now. If somebody's an abuser and somebody has a failed relationship, the answer is not another person. Please, guys, understand that. Please. And for yourselves. It's not about I had a failed relationship, I need to go find the right person. No. It's not always just about the right person. Yes, you don't want someone that abuses you, but that does not mean that if you find someone that doesn't abuse you, it's going to be all roses. No. You're going to see there's going to be fighting and frustrations and insecurities and fears. Okay? Stop looking. Start healing. Start recovering. Telling people you need their help. Okay? You need their support. You need them to listen to you, not tell you about this guy. Okay? I'm really sorry. But realize that he's screwed up. Anybody that just goes right from a relationship and he was sleeping with you last week and now he's showing everybody, look at my great girlfriend. He doesn't care about her. It's all about him. He's disgusting. And if he thinks that's the answer to his problems, guess what he's going to do? The same thing, over and over and over again. And he's going to trash her and ruin her life. And then he's going to throw her away and think that the answer is the next one. And that is a very miserable life. He can't possibly know who he really is. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Hope you understand. Thank you. Okay. Jessica in Colorado. Hello, Jessica. I'm listening to your Q&A response and wondering how an extremely caring person who did not learn how to parent correctly help in their healing process and break this dysfunctional cycle now that they are 17 and 22? Awesome question. That means you really are concerned about being happy and healthy life, or you're asking for someone else. But it's awesome that you care. I talk about this a lot in my videos, Jessica. Please watch my Q&A videos. My CPTSD videos. I have a whole playlist of CPTSD videos. I talk about meeting emotional needs and stuff. So we need to reprogram our brains. Okay, I talk about this a lot. CPTSD isn't just the disorder, it's a reactionary thing. It's something that we're always reacting to. So we need to start taking control of our lives and learning how to live correctly and learning how to give ourselves the things that we need the proper way, okay, not the wrong way. So it's about learning how to meet emotional needs. And I had someone last week get mad at me for just saying that and not teaching them. Well, I'm not going to teach you how to meet your emotional needs every time the subject comes up. I made videos about how to meet your emotional needs. Go watch them, okay? Very important. Very, very important. We are reprogramming our minds. So what does that mean? That means we need to heal from the things that don't make sense, the trauma, where our brains are traumatized and don't understand. We need to heal from these things, okay? We need to see the whole picture of our lives and get over the fact if our parents are bad people, good people, or bad parents, good parents. Did they do their job? That's it. That's all that matters. Okay? And if you're here, no, they probably didn't do their job, good enough. And so we're going to take over for them, and we're going to teach ourselves the right way to do things. Pick up where our parents left off because our parents didn't know, they didn't understand, whatever. They're abusing people, or they're being abused, or they're being, whatever it was. They just didn't know. So you're going to break the cycle, and you don't know. So you're going to break the cycle by educating yourself. Okay? Education. And a lot of this is just love. If you love someone enough, you don't mind meeting their emotional needs. You care so much about how they feel, right? When you love someone, you care so much about how they feel. But when you're sick, you're narcissistic. You just worry about yourself, okay? So it's about caring, it's about loving, it's about being vulnerable, and it's about really learning what emotional needs are and how to supply that for yourself. Okay, so real simple, we tend to control our environment. We tend to control people in our environment, We try, like the one guy in the last question that said, the gift wasn't good, the gift wasn't good enough, so I'm going to get a better gift. Things like this. You see, that person believes that we can control our environment and get what we need that way. So if someone's not giving us what we need, we can try to control it by making them happier, by giving them more, by doing things and sacrificing for ourselves. So, and it doesn't work. We give ourselves what we need, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Watch my videos. I talk about specifically how to do this. Thank you, Jessica. And that wraps up part 1. Thank you very much. If you could, guys, help me and help others and everybody in the world that needs help with this. And share this information everywhere you can, okay? Give it to people who need it. Put it on their social media accounts and forums and groups and stuff like that, okay? Thank you, guys. Love yourself first. I'll see you in part 2.